Hey, it's Kevin DeWitch here, and welcome back to the Mixing in a Home Music Studio course. In this video, we're going to talk about your home music studio. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, new to my videos, and you like what you see, please click the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos. So, home music studio. Hopefully, you've already got your home music studio set up. Now, in a previous course, I did go through setting up a home music studio. Hopefully you've done that. You may have gone through the recording one as well and actually used it to record in, that sort of stuff. But then again, this course is not reliant on the recording one. You could be somebody that just wants to mix. You might just want to mix individual clients. So, if that's the case, obviously ignore the whole talking about the recording in a home music studio. But you obviously want to have one set up. So I'm hoping you've already got one set up. But if you don't, I'm not going to go through all the details of it, but we'll just discuss a few fundamental things, right? Because you can go through lots and lots of money setting up a home music studio, right? It's basically endless to what you could do in it. But there's some basic essential stuff, what I call, the bare essentials that you will need in your home music studio to allow you to do mixing. So in the setting up home music studio course that I ran through, part of the bare essentials would be, obviously picking your room, the room layout, your desk position, that sort of stuff. And depending on whether you're going to use studio monitors or just basically use headphones to mix on, will depend on how detailed you need to go into there. Now, if you're using studio monitors, you're going to want your desk in a certain position in the room, where if possible, and you're going to want some acoustic treatment on the walls and that sort of stuff to reduce the reflections and try and balance out the frequencies. Now, as I discussed in that course, keep in mind that there is an expectation. This is a home music studio. It is not a professionally designed studio that has been custom built and everything else. So there is going to be issues in your room, right? You need to know that. There is going to be frequency issues. There's going to be some frequencies that are going to appear too loud. There's going to be some frequencies that are going to appear too low and things like that. So you just need to get to know that. And the best way to get to know that is by referencing your music on the different locations, out in your car, on headphones, in your lounge room, all that sort of stuff, and starting to learn what changes you need to keep making based on what you're hearing in your studio and what you hear in all the other elements. If you are constantly having to, you go out to your car and you find there's way too much bass in your song, then it gives you a bit of an indication that you've probably got a bass issue in your home music studio and it's not representing loud enough. So you constantly you mix too loud, your bass, and subsequently it's too loud everywhere else. Or the opposite, if you find that you are constantly making, the bass, say bass, it could be high frequencies as well, but let's say your bass is too low in your mix when you play it in other sources, it could mean that you're getting too much bass in your home music studio, and you need to keep that in mind. Okay, so room treatment and bass traps and all that sort of stuff is going to help there, but you just need to be aware we can't get this perfect. It is a home music studio, and you just need to accept that. Now, one thing I always say to people is that there's always this idea that I'm not going to mix until I have all this set up. I need this piece of gear. I need this. I need that done. I need that, and all that sort of stuff. And that's fine if you're actually progressing towards that. But I always say don't hold out for that. Start mixing, get into it, and just learn as you go, right? You'll adapt, you'll learn, you'll do better mixes as you go. And, you'll keep updating your room and getting it better and all that sort of stuff. And, you'll keep getting better mixes. And, there's no point waiting, because waiting just basically, delays the inevitable, that even when you wait and get the perfect gear and all of this sort of stuff, then you probably still won't know how to mix, and you'll still mix badly. So it's just better to start practicing now and start learning and adapting as you go. Now you're going to need some key elements. As I said, you've got your room, you've got your desk, you've got a chair. You know, if you want to stand up, you can as well. Now, as I said, whether you have studio monitors or you use headphones, totally up to you how you do that. Most people recommend using studio monitors to get a better mix, but you know, there's plenty of people that mix on headphones. So if you get yourself some good studio headphones, it's not impossible. It can be done. Now you'll probably want an audio interface. Now if you're doing recording, it's a good chance you've already got all of that gear. You know, so your audio interface is going to be what plays out to your headphones or plays out to your studio monitors, usually with good quality. You know, you're not just going to use the standard connection out of your PC. That's not usually recommended. You'll want a proper audio interface to give you the best quality. You'll need some mixing software, and as I said in the introduction, the mixing software I'll be using is Cubase. You can use whatever you like: Pro Tools, Studio One, Logic, you know, whatever you've got and like using, that is great. Hopefully what I do in this course is going to translate and be generic enough that you can adapt it to your software, but obviously I'm going to be showing all of my things in Cubase. So you'll need something like that so that you can take all of your recording tracks and mix them together. Now again, if you're already recording, or you did the recording course, then there's a good chance you've already got that software. But if you are somebody that's not going to be recording and you're only going to be mixing, then you will need some mixing software. You will need a PC or a Mac to run that off. It needs to be powerful enough to be able to run all of the tracks, all of the plugins that you want to use, and all of that stuff to get our mixing done. And as I said, you'll need some sort of mixing headphones or studio monitors, or both. Right, you know, I generally have both. I have studio monitors that I'll mix on, but I also use mixing headphones, especially to do these courses. But I also use them to compare, reference, so I can make sure that I'm getting a good balance of everything. So I thought I'd just quickly cover that off in case you haven't got a home music studio set up. But if you do want to look into more detail about that, I do have a course on the channel. It's called Setting Up a Home Music Studio. So go through that, you'll see what, you know, the concepts I talk about and what I think are the bare essentials of it, and a few other ideas there. But again, it is a home music studio. It is not a specific, you know, custom designed professional studio or anything like that. It is about taking an existing room or an existing location in your house and adapting it to do recording, mixing, whatever you need. So check that course out if you don't have a home music studio, but hopefully you've already got one set up and you're ready to go. And we're going to get further into more details as we go through this course, but we need to get through a few boring basic subjects just so it's all covered off for everybody, you know, whether you're brand new or whether you're partway down the track. We just need to get all of these out of the way. So, you know, please don't you know, base the entire course on these first few. We've got to get through a few basic things. We've got to get through some theory. And as I said, in part 2, we're actually going to mix, well, I'm going to mix my song that I came out of my recording in a home music studio course. And hopefully you'll mix alongside me one of your songs or one of your client's songs. So hopefully you like the video, and again, at any stage through the course, if you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comments below. I will read all the comments and I'll answer every comment as soon as I possibly can, as long as it requires an answer. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next part of the course.